After becoming an attorney in New York State, I worked in family court, handling family court of neglect and abuse cases and then of children. I also work in landlord tenant, and then I landed a job in the district attorney's office as a prosecutor there. I stayed for 12 years prosecuting very complex cases of domestic abuse and sex crimes. It was quite an experience. But even during my time as a professional, where I was able to be an attorney, and I loved the job, I was still going through the feelings of not being confident enough in order to fulfill that position. And always I was scared. Being a prosecutor, you have to be in court all the time. And at times, I used to stay in the background, helping, assisting my coworkers to do their job, so I didn't have to go on the record because I was still scared and afraid. I was still nervous. I was still fearful that I was going to say the wrong words, pronounce it wrongly, say the wrong thing, or that the judges were not going to understand what I was saying, and I was always in the background. And that stopped me from growing fast enough. And as an attorney also, I felt that at times I had doubts as to whether I should be an attorney and as to whether I made the right decision. But I wanted it to continue, and I continued practicing, and I continued doing my work, and I became a very good one. And it was my experience also that at that time I felt that I should bring or increase or build on my confidence because I thought something was missing. I knew I could do the work, but I wasn't sure, and I had my doubts. And you know, sometimes we need that push me up, that lift me up. Listen, when I was attending college, when I was throughout my career, I never had a mentor. I never had a counselor. I never had a coach. And those things are very important in a person's success. It was important to me because I didn't know who to speak to, who to ask questions to. I didn't have anybody that could lead me, that could answer my question, that could tell me about my mistakes. So I have to do it by trial and error. Many times during a long time in my career, I felt lonely. I felt isolated. I felt that it was a waste of time, but I kept on doing it because I have that willpower of becoming something and doing something of what I wanted it to do. So I continue. Being an attorney as a prosecutor, 4 years into my 12 years, I felt good about it, and I felt confident enough that I wanted it to do something different, a little bit more challenging. And I was looking for other legal positions. But in 2004, three positions became available as a judge in Brooklyn. I never in my life I dreamed or I thought about becoming a judge. Never. That was not my dream. Why? Because I didn't see too many people of color, especially women, that were judges. So I thought that position was for a chosen one, usually Caucasian male, older. So I never dreamed of it. But in 2004, I saw an opportunity, and I go like, I could do that work. I could do that job. And there it was. That's when my journey began to become a judge. I have no clue as to what I was doing. I have no idea as to where to go, who to speak to. I just saw an opportunity and I went for it. You know why? Because I knew I could do it. And I did. Becoming a judge was another type of experience. I didn't have any support. And in New York State, you become a judge two ways. You either are appointed by the governor or the mayor, or you are elected the same way your politician leaders, your congressman, your congressperson, assembly, council person are elected. It's the same process. You have to get signatures, you have to get on the ballot, and you have to get votes. But it's customary that when you are running for judge, you go and ask for help with the political leaders because they already have done the job and they already have the constituents. So I did the same thing everybody else was doing. However, I was rejected. I didn't get the support I was looking for. Some people saw me that I was not electable. Some people saw me that and said, we cannot support you because you are too dark-skinned to be Puerto Rican and you speak with an accent. Imagine in 2004 giving me those excuses. I was hurt and disappointed at the same time. But I already had a decision. I already have a goal that I was going to be a judge no matter what. And let me tell you, the money wasn't there. It came later. But no matter what the reason was, no matter what I didn't have, the more I didn't have, the more I wanted it to be a judge. And I campaigned. And I went through all over the county. For that position, or I should say, there were 3 positions in 2004, and there were 15 people running. I was number 16, and the only person of color. So I thought things were going to be were going to be easier for me, but they were not. And I continued campaigning. I did what I had to do. I was nobody's favorite. People say that I wasn't going to be electable, that I had no chance. But I kept on campaigning. The day of the results, the primary day, came out. I took the first seat out of the 3. And I took it because I felt that I could. And I worked as hard as I could. And I tell people, no matter how you sound, no matter how you look, go after your dream. Don't worry about what people said because people always are going to give you different type of opinions. But if it's your dream, you go after. Dreams have to be put into action. So I became a judge, and in 2004, I was elected civil court a judge, and I was 10 years in that position. And in 2015, I have to run for the same position, and I became also elected judge to the civil court, and also became elected judge to the Supreme Court. And that's how I became a judge.